Thank goodness we're at the end of Fies. How's everyone doing? I'm Mike, and with me is Steve, who's in the ethereal plane of non-existence, possibly where Takumi was in the last 20 years. And we are here to discuss the final installment of our discussion for Kamen Rider Fies, and that is the 20th anniversary movie and special, Kamen Rider Fies 20th Paradise Regained, and a TTFC special murder case. Yeah. So, Steve, what do you think of these?
I have several questions with this title. It's one of those things, like when you hear a movie and you're just like, oh my God, that sounds so exciting. And then you come out and you're like, huh.
Yeah. Okay. So, much like how the first movie was called Paradise Lost, based on Paradise Lost by John Milton, much the same, this movie is also titled after the John Milton book Paradise Regained. And while Paradise Lost was about Adam and Eve having to deal with sexy Lucifer, the second book had to deal with Jesus Christ. I don't know. I've never read the second one. All I know is that it takes place in 33 AD. That's all I know. But in the same vein, both movies are named after both John Milton books. Personally, my favorite John Milton is the one played by Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate.
Are we saying that Takumi is the Kamen Rider Messiah?
I mean, like in the previous book, they keep calling him the Savior, the Savior, the Savior, and in this movie, he did kind of have a second coming.
Yeah, but I mean, it's here's I think we've said it before, and again we say it again. It's like I feel though Fies, being considered one of the greatest, earliest Kamen Riders that there is, really, when it came down to the ending and to their extra media, it just kind of feels as though they didn't really know what to do with it. Because where it was like Paradise Lost is an alternate, there was a butterfly effect that caused an alternate reality of where Orphanox wound up taking over, and there's a band of resistance fighters. This is just kind of picking up
opposite.
It's kind of within the main timeline, because obviously Kiba and Yuka are not there. For some reason, Keitaro's not there, but I believe the actor for Keitaro is actually retired from acting.
He did. So let's address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Sadly, 2015, Kiba's actor passed away. Yuka, I assume she's in Hawaii, like every Pink Ranger stereotype, and Keitaro definitely retired. So they got a new actor to play his nephew, Jotaro. And sadly, he doesn't have a ghost standing next to him.
No, but I mean, here's the thing, though. It's like apparently, so Jotaro. Well, here's the thing. And again, it's like, wait. So Takumi and Mari have been saying it ever since. I think it's maybe around episode 10 or so, that not all Orphanoxes, and we've seen it, not all Orphanoxes, they don't attack humans. They don't they come from humans, but they don't necessarily. I mean, what is their purpose to attack them? Why do they want to attack them? Or what is the necessary steps? And here it's we have a group of Orphanoxes, except for one that's in the beginning of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That just goes berserk and just starts attacking everybody. But here are those, just like we had the guy that Lobster Mommy attacked, the pizza shop owner, several other orphanoxes that just were living their lives. No, and yet, like, that's a problem.
Yeah, even Kaido has been living his life as a human for 20 years. We can assume Takuma as well, even though we never see Takuma after the finale of the TV show.
Yeah, it's just like, so wait a minute, what's the problem, or what is the purpose of the orphanox? Because again, Smart Brain, the president's gone. Original Smart Brain lady is gone.
Sword. I mean, did they hire a new actress to play?
They hired they hired a new actress. This is a younger, more bubbly actress, and the voice is a lot more different. I tried to find out what happened, but I guess I just recast it. I guess I just kind of like, let's update our Smart Brain lady. And it's like, okay, so Smart Brain was once owned by the Orphanox, and now it's not, or it still is. And there's still like this whole thing about like the Orphanoxes are like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait, but they're not doing anything. They're just living their lives in peace. They're just working at a ramen shop or what. Obviously, yeah, this jackass over here, but I'm like, this is kind of confusing here. Like, now that Lucky Clover's gone, now that all of them have disappeared, it's like, what is Smart Brain? What exactly is Smart Brain?
Okay, so before we get into the movie and the murder case, let me just. I know people are gonna want me to like recap like stuff involving characters and entities from Fives leading up to this. So it's like, okay, so like here's the thing. Yes, Takumi was sort of main character in the Guy movie where it's like the Showa versus Heisei Civil War. But it's like, it's not so much that it progresses the plot of Fives. It's more like we wanted to get a couple of actors from both generations. And Takumi Inoue's character just happens to just recently come out of retirement, just in time for the 10th anniversary of Kamen Rider Fives, because, like 2013 and whatnot. So basically, it's like, yeah, so they try to milk the actor a bit. So no need to worry about Guy. Drive, and again, the reason why we're not talking about the Guy movie is because we're saving that for Guy. For the same reason, Kamen Rider Drive GP and the Yongo special are gonna be when we're gonna discuss that when we discuss Drive. But because Takumi is an important character, I will briefly go into stuff about Takumi for those. So basically, Takumi is okay. So the Sango GP movie takes place in an alternate reality where Shocker won again, and only like a couple of Kamen Riders are left as rebels, while all the other riders become evil and stuff. And basically, Takumi, along with Garen and what's his name, Zeronos, become rebels. And of course, Kamen Rider Drive and Go become like, they join the rebellion. There's a big race. Go dies. Yes, Kamen Rider Mach dies in the movie. Spoiler alert. And basically, the Yongo special, which is like 3-parter, but combined, it's about like an hour and 10 minutes. Like basically, like all of that is basically, it's like we're back to our main reality, but there's like anachronisms caused by the Sango dimension. And so it's up to Takumi, Zeronos, and Mach and Drive to figure it out, solve it. And Kaido's there. And basically we find out that Takumi's keeping 2 secrets, one of which we thought we learned more about in this movie. And in order for Kaido to live out his dream, Takumi has to disappear. And that's all you need to know about the Yongo special. I'm not going to go into more details. So moving right along, Smart Brain shows up in the president's 1000% Crisis special, which is a sequel to the President special, where Genmu and Dowser kind of like team up / clash against each other, and basically it's about Genmu coming back to life as a Humagear, and Smart Queen shows up, played by Mari's actress. I don't know why, but all you need to know about it is Arch Orphanox shows up again with Smart Queen. I don't know why she's Smart Queen. If you ask me, Lobster Mommy should have been the actress to play Smart Queen. But TLDR, Smart Queen dies, so it doesn't really matter. Arch Orphanox leaves. The real Mari has a brief cameo, but it's sort of like an intro to the Outsiders series. Smart Brain is briefly mentioned again in Outsiders, but not enough to So basically, that's all you need to know about Fies leading up to the murder case and 20th anniversary movie, and almost none of this stuff affects the movie. So yeah, if you want us to talk about these specials and movies in more detail, we'll wait for us to get to those seasons. But I know some of you all are going to be wondering, like, wait, if you're going to talk about Fies comprehensively, why didn't you mention them? Well, guess what? I just did. Okay, so now that we're caught up. Now that we're caught up.
Okay, so that's it?
That's it. Let's get rid of the murder case special. It's not canon.
So before we jump in, did everyone get that? Did everyone hear? Did everyone understand that? Did you take notes? Because we're not talking about this again. Okay. Now let's get into who killed the extras.
Yeah.
Because if you told me, I'm like, wait a minute, we're watching what? And I had to find it. I'm like, oh, they're just like it's like 20 minutes long at 2 episodes, which God knows why you had to make 2 episodes. But it's like, yeah, who did it?
Yeah. And so we're introduced to 4 new cast members.
That's what I was gonna ask you, like, should we have watched the movie first and then cover the murder, or we just go into the murder?
See, for me, I watched the murder case first because I was under the impression that it would be sort of a prequel special leading up to the movie.
Well, yeah, because everyone's still alive.
Because everyone's still alive, and part 1 was released before the movie came out, while part 2 was released around the same time the movie did. So, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I've watched every episode of Kamen Rider except for Gob episode 2 because it literally just came out. But I have not been keeping up with the movies and specials, specifically because there are too many movies, there are too many specials. Watching them legally is hard.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, so, and again, this is why I gave myself a huge headache watching all of these movies and specials back to back yesterday in one go, just to make sure I didn't miss anything important. Thankfully, most of the significance came from the Kamen Rider Yongo special from Kamen Rider Drive. But again, you don't need to know too much about it, but some of the stuff from that is referenced in the movie in a sense where it's like, anyways. Okay, so we're introduced to some new characters. We got Kota, Rena, Hisao, some other girl, I forgot her name, and Jotaro. Jotaro is Keitaro's nephew. And I'm glad.
I seriously believe that young girl that was always clinging to Jotaro was, just looking at her, I thought that was, oh my God, what's my wife's name? What's my Kiva wife's name? I totally
Um,
forgot. Like
uh,
I seriously believed it was Rinka, or it was well, that's her actual name.
Shizuka.
Shizuka. It seriously did, but I was like, no, it's not. It's not Shizuka.
Okay.
So I was just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. So I'm glad I saw the murder case special first because I would be even more confused because we find out in the movie that Ren is a villain, so it's like, why is she hanging out with these guys?
that
But
was a very interesting question.
more importantly, why and how is Masato around? One, why? How is he alive? And two, why is he hanging out with the rest of the group? And this is why I felt like I needed to like rewatch all these movies and specials because it's like, how's Masato alive? Did he come back to life in one of these movies and specials, and I did not know about it because I didn't watch them? No, I mean we find out in the movie, but like it definitely don't explain in special. Yeah, so it's literally so like it's like a sandbox thing. It's like we just take all the characters, heroes and villains, and just place them into a scenario.
Doesn't matter how they even explained it in the movie, where it was like, wait, but yeah, we thought that Masato had died, but look, he's right here, and I was like, are you actually pointing out your fucking plot hole? Like, yeah, what are you doing here? Like, it's like, oh yeah, well, if he's around, I'm like maybe a certain other characters around. I was like,
yeah, maybe Kiba and Yuka are still around. Well, at the very least, Yuka. Like Kiba could still be alive off screen, but Yuka,
they could have brought in the horse orphanage.
Yeah.
They could have, but I mean,
and then use a sound file.
Yeah, but I guess not. But either or, I'm just like, yeah. So please continue.
Okay, so basically they're reading each other's horoscopes, and yeah, for some reason, Mari and Masato are in charge of the laundromat. For some reason, Takumi and Kaido happen to be in the plot. But one day we find out that a customer was killed while going to the bathroom. And we find out it was an orphanage. So it's like, who done it? It had to be someone here. And it's
remember, you missed a very important part of this story. Mari finds a stray. She literally finds a stray.
They find a goldfish.
You found a stray goldfish. How does that happen? And I love how they use
someone leave a fish bowl
it's literally a toy fish just flopping around. Like Mari just I thought she found a fish bowl or something. No, it is literally a toy fish flopping in this little puddle, which you totally tell it's a fake because of course we do not harm animals in these productions, obviously.
Right, yeah.
She brings it home and everyone kind of gives the whole banter of what do we do with it, and Takumi's like, I don't want a pet, it's too much responsibility. I'm like, Takumi, it's a fish. You calm your goddamn hound dog blood down. It ain't high maintenance like you, man.
Yeah, it's funny. He's a wolf, but he has a cat's tongue.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny because everyone's just like, well, what do we do? They were like, oh, we should cook it, we should fry it, we should make it, we should put it with tempura. And I'm like, mother, you couldn't even get a fish nugget out of that thing, let alone make a meal out of it. You got to feed it first and make it grow. Those goldfishes can get pretty big.
Yeah.
But yeah, now, yeah, because apparently a customer came in hitting on Mari. But, when you had Taco Bell way too many times in the week, and he had to go run back, and it's just like, man, that's gotta suck. You gotta go, and you're like, you're like, oh my god, it's about to rip, and then you turn into dust.
Yeah.
And I was like, God
It's like,
damn
can you imagine? Can you imagine like if Taco Bell was so rancid that like eating it made you become orphanoc dust?
You know what? That should be a meme right there. It's like when you eat Taco Bell any time of the day, and you just see the guy turn into dust. It's like you ate their hot salsa, which is not very hot, but again, not raking on Taco Bell. Taco Bell, you're cool with me, but then we cut to Misato breaking the fourth wall, announcing to the audience about who did it, who had done it, who blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. And it's like
the key word, that the clue is fish, and I'm thinking to myself, like immediately, I'm thinking, is it Kota because he's a Pisces at the beginning of the video, or that would require too much brain power. There's no way they're gonna make a literal fish. There's no way they're gonna make a literal fish.
The fish. I literally accused the fish. I was like, it's the fish. It's the fish. I was joking. I'm like, no, it's the fish. Because
I was like, see, like logic dictates it should be Kota, but knowing Toshiki Nui, it's going to be something stupid like the literal fish.
As the great Sherlock Holmes once said, when all possibilities have been eradicated, the last remaining illogical things has to be the truth.
As long as it's possible.
Yeah. So it's like, I loved how Takumi had this whole like, I don't want the fish out, and yet he has this moment with the fish later at night, and then he's the one that discovers the fish is missing. Yep. The fish has disappeared. And so we start this whole crime scene where, again, you don't call the cops, you don't call the police, it's just them taking photos and then just going on the accusations of like, well, you wanted to fry it, you wanted to make sashimi out of it. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it's Kota, we know it is, and blah, blah, blah. Just like, and then everyone is just getting axed within like
one by one. Even Rena.
1 minute. Even Rena, within 1 minute. Within not 1 minute in between. Within that 1 minute, one dies and then Rena dies. It's like, what?
Yeah. So basically, turns out the fish itself was the orphanoc, and it turns into a fly fish.
Yeah. No, I was like, we've seen this thing before, haven't we? Like, I was like, we've seen this suit before. It was the one that was stalking Mari in the first episode.
Yeah. No. It was the one from the college.
Was it the one from college?
It's the one who had like a bow gun, like while Takumi was fighting the.
I could have sworn it was the one from the guys on the bike, but either or.
No, it was definitely a different orphanoc. I remember because they were playing Dead or Alive in the theme song. Okay.
But yeah, no, the fish, the little goldfish is. I mean, you keep saying that orphanoxes are the evolutionary next step of humanity. Are you telling me fish are people?
Bicycle rider. It was a bicycle rider. From the episode 16.
All right, I was wrong.
Yeah,
but you're telling me that fish are people. That like even animals can become orphanox.
See, like I wanted to humor the idea of maybe like
a
dog turning into an orphanoc, or maybe a rabbit, but like a fish, it's like what?
Well, I mean, fish are not very smart, and fish are But then again, I'm like, well, you know what? I have seen Stranger. It's not that crazy, but yeah. And in this special, we see the upgraded suits to both Kaiza
and Faiz. Yeah, the new Faiz and Kaiza suits, and of course they're playing the song "Dead or Alive," classic. And then the Fish is just like criticizing like them. It's like, really, you're using these new suits so shamelessly? You guys suck. Like 20 years and you still can't take down a single Orphanog? You guys don't even deserve to have this insert song in this fight. I'm like, Fish, shut the heck up. Nope. You good? Steve. Well, I guess Steve is dead. He'll respawn in a minute. But yeah, no, it's yeah. So then everyone just goes back to normal. We got Kaido and Takumi and Mari and Kusaka for some reason. Jotaro, Kota, and that one girl, forgot her name. Like they're the only survivors. They have a meal together, and of course Takumi is Nekojita, and Kota just runs off with his girl, and turns out, yeah, they were both Orphanox this whole time. He wasn't the killer, but he was the Orphanog, an Orphanog, and that's basically the special. It had no significance to the plot, and it was nowhere near as fun as the musical. So with that in mind, I'm going to give this one a 7. I appreciate its silliness, but I don't know. It just did not feel as creative as the musical was. That's my opinion. Okay. I'm going to try to see if Steve is okay. Because he's been gone for a hot minute. Maybe he's gonna get the thing fixed. Hold on. Okay. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, so, went through a dead zone.
Oh, dead zone. Yeah. Well, I hope you didn't encounter any magical zebras that promised to give you better. Okay. Anyway, so what are your thoughts on this special and score? I gave it a 7.
We're talking about people in insect armor and spandex.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a guy who is a tokusatsu fan, but also a furry underneath. Is it anything? Do you take such things seriously?
Nope.
I mean, as the old saying is, we riff, we rab, we rip, but we still love. And of course, seeing everyone back together, seeing Mari, seeing Yuka, seeing seeing all of them together again, the cast that has come back, it's like, you guys haven't aged much.
4.5 out of 6.5.
Like, I know Takumi's voice has gotten deeper.
I noticed that too.
So I was like, oh, okay. But I'm like, was this really necessary? Like, legitimately, nope. I give it a 6, just kind of in between. It's kind of like, is this really necessary? Not really. It's kind of like
I stand by what I said. It's just not as creative as the musical was.
Yeah, no, I mean, to me, it's like, there's like the net specials, or like, when they did Hero Tyson, they were doing the history of Kamen Rider, the history of Super Sentai, and that kind of like gave you some information, whereas this is just poking fun. And that's what it's all about. It's just to have fun.
Yeah, and again, it's like, it's just a shameless attempt to like sell the Kaiser smartphone on Bandai Premium.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I seriously thought. I was like, they're gonna be releasing a lot of figures, and they're gonna be releasing the updated drives and belts. You can't just buy the cell phone. You got to buy the entire thing again.
Yeah, and it's like to incentivize buying a cell phone, we got this Blu-ray for you of
Mhm.
of a special that you can watch on TTFC.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Shameless.
But is that not all like all Sentai and Rider stuff now? It's just shameless plugs. Come on,
Yeah.
let us be honest here. Let us
It's
be honest.
like they'll focus on a character just randomly having a necklace, and then they're gonna sell that necklace for $300.
It's like, oh, they're selling jewelry from the show. Wait, who wore jewelry on this show? Oh, you mean those? Yeah, and I was like, I didn't even know the character had pierced ears. It's like, yeah, no, they do. Like,
yeah,
okay, all right. I didn't even know that. But you're spending how much on it? How much does it cost? No.
$300.
Is it actual gold? Is it actual silver? Because if it's not, I ain't paying it.
Yeah, I remember Rena's Sella's leggings from Juoger was like $120 American.
Jesus Christ.
Just the leggings.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, they're cool leggings, but it's like, how committed are you? See, here's the thing. When I got my what's it called, Garu jacket from Q Ranger, I literally went third party. I spent $110 on it because I'm American to Excel at the time. So there's like an additional like $20 charge for larger sizes. But other than that, it's like I'd rather pay $90 for a third-party knockoff than spend $300 on the official version, and they don't have my size.
Yeah, no, I totally get you on that.
Yeah, the singular thing that makes me glad to have lost a lot of weight is that going down 2 shirt sizes makes it easier for me to purchase T-shirts from Bandai Official, because it's like, because I don't want to go to like Redbubble to get a knockoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 more years, and then we got the 50th anniversary Sentai shirts. But yeah, at least we're done with the special. We could just get rid of it, get out of sight, out of mind, because it has no significance to the movie. Okay, let's talk about the movie. Okay. I'm be honest. When they first announced that they're gonna be a movie called Paradise Regained, I was honestly hoping it would be a sequel to Paradise Lost, like a sequel taking place in the Paradise Lost universe.
No, not even. That's what I believed. Given how the first movie and then this one, their titles are pretty much the same. Except for one is that we have lost and now we have regained something. Like what did we get? What did we get?
Again, it's literally the titles of John Milton books.
Yeah, again, it's like you walk out of the movie theater, you look up at the kiosk, at the marquee, and you're like, I have several questions on this title.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you know what?
I'm trying to imagine like what does I feel like Paradise Regained is closer to the theme of the book Paradise Regained, and Paradise Lost is thematic to Paradise Lost the book, because for Paradise Regained, it's like, okay, Takumi was a savior somehow, and he was revived. He's back from the dead. Like, which is what happened to Jesus Christ, in the mythology of Christianity. But what does Paradise Lost, like Kamen Rider 5's Paradise Lost, how is it thematically similar to like Adam and Eve getting kicked out of Eden and then being tempted by Lucifer, sexy Lucifer? Who even is sexy Lucifer in that movie?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyways, but still, like, it would be interesting to like see what happened 20 years later in the Paradise Lost universe. It's like, did they keep their promise to Kiba and make a world where humans and Orphanox coexist? No, we just followed the main timeline where
we're picking up to where like everyone remembers like everyone remembers Fies. Who remembers the movie? Because no joke, everything that was brought or introduced in that movie had no significance or no like any type of payoff or any type or like the hype that was behind certain characters or certain abilities and armors was like you needed a movie to do this. It would have been more better if there was actually like a saga in the actual series compared to these people or to these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just like in total a 20-minute screen time on the movie and easily being defeated like right afterwards. I know that like the story itself, as we saw, it all takes place like, it's not taking place within days. It's literally taking place the day of. This is like hour 12, hour 13. Between that hour, a lot shit went down. But when you try to hype something up and make it like there's no way Fies and Kaiser could ever beat, and like they just did in like less than a minute.
Yeah.
And it's just like, again, the whole thing with the Orphanox, where it's like, wait a minute.
Weren't you guys like all about supporting Orphanox, trying to make life better?
Yeah. And now,
aren't you led by Orphanox?
Is that not what Smart Brain is? But apparently not anymore, because Lucky Clover is gone. The president is gone. We didn't even mention the king or Lobster Mommy, anything. We're just like, wait, what? So what happened? What happened to the Orphanox? What happened to the so is the king still in Smart Brain? Is he still there resting and being protected?
That's just the thing. He was already reawakened in the
show. In
the other specials, the Outsiders ones.
And it's just like, so wait, we're not even going to touch on this with this 20-year anniversary special. We're touching on Takumi disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like, there's not tying up the loose ends. It's just Takumi disappeared.
Yep. I mean, in Yongo, he disappeared, but it's like we understand why he disappeared. But the thing is, here it's like they don't even tie the continuity between his disappearance here and his disappearance in Yongo are like not 100% congruent. Okay, so they both established that Takumi is in fact dying, and you even see like the sand on his hand. Like, now it's like this. It's like in Yongo they established that Takumi already died. So I'm guessing that the flashback of Takumi leaving the laundromat takes place just like sometime before Yongo happened.
He just went out to go get cigarettes and just never came back.
Yeah, but on the way to get cigarettes, he just happens to like team up with Zeronos to stop a time loop that would make Shocker more powerful with every repeat. Basically, it's like that one episode of Code Lyoko where Ulrich tried to cheat on the lottery so that Yumi's family won't have to move away.
Mm-hmm. But that this whole premise is interesting, because you're telling me that Orphanoxes are still being born, Orphanoxes are still being created, just by natural means. They are born in death. No one is sired in, as far as I know. But so the Rider Troopers are still a thing.
Yeah, Riot Troopers, yes.
They're still around. And
what's crazy is one of them is a cameo by none other than Tom Constantine, who previously played John in Kamen Rider Skits. So more or less, depending on how you look at it, we finally have a Caucasian Kamen Rider. More or less.
But now we have this new young girl who is very, 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 very shy. in terms of transformations called
Mhm.
Rena.
She did
And
appear in the special, but we
she
don't
did
talk
appear
about
in
the
the
special.
special. Yeah, she did. She was in the special. And she is able to transform. They don't even give. I never saw a name for this armor in the movie,
Moez.
because I know she pushes 3 6s to in her
Yep.
henshin.
So her armor's based on the Greek letter mu.
Yeah, kind of figured that. But I was just like, okay, so wait. Are you telling she's human? Rena is human. And she's able to become a rider?
Pretty much.
But and of course, now we get this whole thing about like how Smart Brain has now become this whole we're hunting orphanoxes. Like it is our thing. We're hunting them down. Like we're trying to eliminate. So I'm like, so when did you establish that? As far as I thought, I mean, I thought the whole building was full of orphanoxes. But
Yeah,
now you would think someone would have taken over or something, but no,
Yeah.
it's like no. Smart Brain has now become a affiliate of the government that they know Orphanox exists, and now they took it over, and they are
And now they're
using.
hunting
Now they're
orphanox
hunting
now.
them down. Okay, but you do realize that the troopers, they're Orphanoxes. Unless you guys have updated the armor, made it now for human specs, which again,
Yeah. Or
I mean,
you give special privileges only to orphanox that work for Smart Brain.
yeah, that's because I'm just like, wait a minute. It was established that these riders they have to be orphanoxes. No human could ever be one. That's why like only Keitaro was, but because he or no, not Keitaro, Masato was able to become one because he actually had orphanox blood,
DNA.
not he didn't actually turn into one, but he kind of
He was sort of like a halfling, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of bullshit his way through the whole fucking Just Like in Life. He bullshit his way through everything.
Yeah, and they low-key like explain why Mari couldn't transform, and it's like the what's it called? Her marker was deactivated basically when she had that surgery.
Yeah,
but that still seems kind of pointless.
Yeah, but again, we get there in this movie of like, wait, what? It's like, well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I kind of felt like, why didn't that happen in the series? I really thought that is what was going to happen. But
actually, funny thing, Toshiki Inui in an interview actually explicitly stated that that top thing on my list of priorities in writing this movie is making Mari an orphanox. That's literally the top thing on his list.
Yeah, no, because again, that was kind of the thing that I was like, wait a minute. So Mari went to the same school as everyone else, and everyone around her has become an orphanox, except her.
Yeah.
And yet it's like, oh, she had that one operation. I'm like, so is it because of that operation? That's why it never happened, or is it because something else? We never really got an explanation for it until technically now. And I'm just like, okay, all right. Okay. So we get this whole thing about Reina fighting an orphanox who just a random orphanox, random berserker, and her suit is very high tech.
Yeah, she even has AI helping her, and you know how we all feel about AI.
It's
like, do you seriously need an AI to tell you that if a guy like lands a hook on you, you will be in trouble? I figured that was a common sense thing that any human can figure out.
But again, she does.
Whenever you take a martial. Whenever you take a rank test in martial arts, you're being tested on every technique. And when it comes to ducking, like the list item is listed as DYI. Duck, you idiot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she does. She uses it. She cheats in the battle, I guess, and just Yeah, we just got to prove that there is a human girl running around as a new Kamen Rider, literally exterminating orphanoxes for whatever reason. Because that's just the thing that Smart Brain does now. Only to find out that she has a partner in cryostasis that she's like pining over. It's like, oh, I wish you were still here with me. And I'm like, it's Takumi, isn't it?
Yeah, we all kind of figured that.
We all kind of figured that. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know, we got this whole thing with Mari and Masato, and you know, they're in the laundromat, of course, and all that stuff. And we get to meet Jotaro, Keitaro's nephew, who was also an orphan. Yeah, who all work with Kaido in a ramen shop, but apparently is also run by Keitaro. Or
it's like basically Keitaro was so successful, he opened multiple locations, and he put Kaido in charge of location number 2. But then he converted location number 2 into a ramen shop. What I appreciate is that they made Kaido like a lot more mature. He's like all like he's still a goofball, but he's a lot more mature. He's like all Zed. It's like, hey, calm down. I know we're all orphanox, but you gotta chill. Like ramen is a food of life. It's like, man, Kaido is like really zen.
yeah. That was like, you know what? If you hadn't changed in 20 years, I would question you, Kaido. But you actually have matured, but you've kept true to yourself, which is a good thing. Yeah, I mean, Yuka and Kiba would be proud.
So pretty much everyone in the new cast of characters, except for Jotaro, is an orphanox because they're basically orphans. Like they were being rounded up by Mari and company, and by company I mean Masato. Who's
no, you know what? That made no sense to me. I'm like, so Mari, I can understand. You know, I can understand Jotaro. I can understand Takumi. But Masato, of all people,
it's like the most racist anti-orphanox jerk there is. I'm like, bro,
you're totally cool with this.
You're totally cool hanging out with a group of orphanox teenagers. Yeah, I'm totally cool with it. You know, Mari and I, are going steady. I'm like, bro, you and Mari are not going steady.
Still on that for? Oh my god! I mean, like 20 years and still a pick me. Oh my god, Misato, stop! Just stop! I was like, you know what? Mari is lighting a candle every night for Takumi to come home. I bet you if you disappeared, no one would even give a shit about you, Misato.
And the crazy part is, it's like, I'm still wondering, how are you alive?
Yeah.
I thought Kiba gave you the snap.
What are you doing here? But apparently they mentioned, because again, everyone just says that Takumi disappeared. But it's like he could still be alive. Mari has hope because, well, look, Misato's here and he died, but he's still here. And it's just like, yeah, it's a very good point. Why the fuck are you still here, you cross-eyed freak?
And apparently it's partly because Mari never actually saw him die. Like, she only heard it secondhand from the rest of the squad, so she never believed that he died. So she was more open to him being alive. But it's like, what's crazy, that still doesn't make sense.
If she had heard that Keitaro died, she would bawl her eyes out. If Takumi died, she would be devastated.
If
Kiba died, she would give us the Misura Kazumi reaction. You know.
Oh, and it is established that Kiba and Yuka are canonically dead because in the Yongo movie, like, Takumi does bring that up.
Yes, they are dead. They are gone, which sucks. Yeah. But if anything, if Mari found out that Masato died, she wouldn't even give two shits. She'd be like, "Oh, okay."
She might be sad for
she'll be sad for it's like that whole Dr. Evil thing. It's like, I don't know what I'd do if I lose you. I'd probably cry for about 30 minutes, but then I'd find someone else new. But that'd be like 30 minutes that I would be inconsolable, Well, maybe not 30, maybe like 10 minutes, maybe 5. I don't know. Okay. let's move on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
So-
yeah. So, this movie, because we get this whole thing about like there's someone in a tube whose smart brain is trying to like keep alive or trying to revive, and it's just like, who is it? We know who it is. We know who it is. You kept them freeze dried for over 20 years. We know who it is. What happened next? I'm drawing a blank.
So here's another thing I don't get about Smart Brain in this movie. Apparently, the current president is Kitazaki. I'm like, didn't Kitazaki die petrified and then devoured by Arch Orphanok? Like, what? How is he alive? Why is he the president?
That's what I thought.
Shouldn't be Psycho, if anything.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. We saw you get like literally devoured. We saw you on screen, like, which apparently a lot of people say that's like something out of their nightmares of seeing a mutant humanoid grasshopper man just nomming down on your innards,
Yeah. So here's what I think should have happened. Okay, first of all, Smart Queen should not have been played by Haga-san. Like, that made no sense whatsoever. Smart Queen should have been played by Sayako's actress because she's still alive. She's still, like, cradling Arch Orphanok, which, by the way, consider the fact that he used a child as a vessel. I'm like, lady, you got problems. Second, assuming she wasn't killed by Genmu in that special, if anyone besides her should have been the president of Smart Brain, it would have been Takuma. Like, it would be interesting, like, if, like, Takuma, like, he becomes a construction worker. He's like, I'm going to live my life as a human. But then he has, like, a relapse, and he's like, you know what? I want to go back to being in charge I want to go back to being an Orphanok. And he becomes in charge of Smart Brain just because he's literally the only remaining member of Lucky Clover.
No,
just saying, that would have made more sense. Takuma as president would have made more sense. Plus, he has previously worn the Fives gear, so like it would make sense that he would be like competent in wearing the Muez gear.
Yeah, but no, it had to be Kitazaki for some fucking reason.
For some reason, but Kitazaki doesn't incinerate things anymore upon contact, but he does lacerate things at random. He's like a living version of that laser grid from Resident Evil.
That, but it also reminded me, it was very Hellsing in its execution. It's very Walter Dolmaze.
Yeah, Walter Dolmaze. Actually, Walter Dolmaze is a more accurate description than the laser grid. It's just that the laser grid was the first thing that came to my mind. Mainly because Arch Orphanok had that laser grid thing with his fingertips. So it's like
he has these razor wires that just like
Yeah.
But regardless, it's like so we find out that Keitaro, or was it Keitaro? I don't know. I forget who it was. Saves an old woman.
Hisao.
It was Misao, but then he transforms into an Orphanok and he covers her eyes to try not to show that he's an Orphanok. Saves her, but then she rats him out to Smart Brain.
Yeah.
And then an attack happens where, like, here comes the troopers, here comes Reina, and just, and apparently a mysterious motorcycle pulls up.
Playing that lackadaisical guitar.
Yeah. I thought there was no music. I was like, wait, there is music. It's just very just mute.
It's a very familiar guitar.
But the thing was, is that it's like, everyone is there trying to protect them. Even Mari shows up, and she has
Yeah,
she has
with
an
like
iron.
iron, and
Yeah.
Jotaro has a pipe.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you guys gonna do? But yeah, here comes Takumi, and he
Takumi,
has
you're alive! Takumi, the savior! Oh my god, it's Takumi! Takumi will save us! Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna beat you up, Kaido. Why would you beat me up? Because I died for you. Oh yeah,
yeah,
that thing from 10 years ago. I forgot
yeah.
about that.
He
And and
he
what's
he
really
activates
funny is like he does like this triangulate thing from Code Lyoko, where he's about to use a triple Crimson Crash on three of the Orphanaut on
yeah.
Kaido and two of the Orphanaut kids, but
Yeah.
Kaido surprisingly
He
defeats him
uses his
using
secret
chili
weapon.
oil.
He uses a secret weapon, which apparently that like you're going at the speed of sound, but not so much that the friction between your feet and the ground are being affected by a small puddle of chili oil.
I mean,
That
it's
that it kills the clock. It literally like he can't land it because it's like no.
no,
But yeah,
but
we find
unfortunately,
out.
Hisao dies.
Yes, he does because freaking Reina. And
Yeah.
I hear
He even uses
remind me.
the Delta Gear and fails. Like,
Yeah,
can
remind me.
Delta Gear ever get a W?
No, but here's the thing. So he dies, but the belt is like he had the belt. Did we lose the belt? Did they destroy it? I can't remember. I don't
I
remember
don't remember it either, and I was
because
literally
it's just like
rewatching it with you right here.
yeah, it's just like okay. So wait, what happened to Delta? What happened to the Delta gear? It never was brought up ever again. It's just like nope. Whoa, Delta, the one that we hyped up in the original series, like being the ultimate armor, like
The one that makes people burn with red flames instead of blue
instead
ones.
of blue. It's like, yeah. What happened to it? We don't know. It's just we're not using it anymore. I'm like, so you upgraded Kaiza and Fives, but you didn't bother to upgrade Delta. No, but we got Mu. We got 6. I mean, 6 is better than 3.
Yeah, 666 better than 333.
Okay. All right. I'm guessing, yeah, third riders really don't get that much love.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah.
So Kota gets a panic attack and he basically pulls a Kaido from the actual TV show and rats out the rest of the squad.
I thought that was a bitch move. Like he wants to live. He wants to what you're not well, I guess technically
I remember this one scene from the movie Sucker Punch where what's it called, the showrunner was like, yeah, see, it was revealed to me that a bunch of you are planning on escaping. So Amber,
yeah.
that's for trying to escape. Oh, and Vanessa Hudgens, snitches get stitches.
Yeah, because Vanessa Hudgens can never keep her mouth closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
wasn't her name like Blondie or something like that too?
Yeah, for some fucking reason. But yeah, so he snitches on all of them because he wants to live. But I'm like, you're an Orphanoch. What made you think that they would like have you on their side? Like,
see, this is why I think that the only Orphanochs that they spare are the ones working at Smart Brain, while all the other Orphanochs are fair game. I think he wants diplomatic immunity by like joining Smart Brain, but have you ever been to Lucky Clover? Remember what happened to Masada when he tried to join Lucky Clover?
Who the fuck you're talking to right here? You're talking to the president, which was the Dragon Orphanoch, which was one of the psychopaths of Lucky Clover.
Mm-hmm.
I sooner believe the Joker from Batman. I'd sooner believe Hannibal Lecter than believe this guy.
I mean, Hannibal Lecter has proven to be more loyal, I use that word loosely, to Clarice than the Dragon Orphanoch has been to literally anyone.
Yeah, so I'm just like, although I was like, man, he got the pinhead death. He really did.
Yeah. Again, that's why I started thinking about the laser grid from Resident Evil.
But I'm kind of surprised he was still able to talk or still had cognizant function. I'm like, boy, your
30
brain,
seconds. 30
your
seconds.
brain is literally you are literally a what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? You're not hamburger. You have literally become cutlets.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
He's
of course
mincemeat.
he confesses his love to his apparent orphan girlfriend who he has been annoyed with throughout this whole. I don't get that. I really don't get why we touch on these relationships that don't go nowhere, or it's like, why are you now giving a shit, especially now that
this is my issue with the murder case, because like if the murder case actually expanded on the relationships beforehand instead of just simply, oh, these are the characters that you're gonna see in the movie. Watch them interact in a way that's actually not congruent to the actual movie.
You had more interactions in the murder case than you did in this movie because your friend dies and you're mourning your friend, but then this girl who looks like my freaking wife, Shizuka, is like talking about like, oh, maybe when we have kids, we can name one after your dead friend. I'm like, girl, what the fuck?
And see, that's another thing. Imagine if Jotaro, like, imagine if like not only did he have a nephew named Jotaro, but he also had a daughter named Yuka. Like he finally found love elsewhere. He met a human woman that was just that good to him. But to honor his first love, she agreed to name their daughter Yuka. Because I know people that did that.
It depends on the person, because I mean, like, not to say that Keitaro got with Yuka or it was ever his girlfriend, but
she reciprocated.
Verbally. I mean, can you imagine like going to your lover, to your husband or your wife, and saying, "Our first child, I want to know and they ask you what's the meaning behind the name you picked, and it's like, reminds me of my first girlfriend or my first boyfriend." Like, what? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I'm like, no. It's crazy that I'm not gonna go there, but I've had one or two exes in my life that I have found out, and I do not condone this, nor do I acknowledge it. But apparently, it's like, yeah, one of your names, is in their children's names. What? Yeah. So for some fucking reason, like, it's like, why did you choose that? And why did you choose that name specifically to give them? Oh, just no. Red flag. Anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like, if the person's deceased, i.e. Yuka, like, maybe there might be some leeway for that because maybe they have some kind of legitimate significance to them. Not just the one that got away.
But the thing is that, like, he didn't know Yuka as Yuka. He knew her by her last
as
name.
Osada,
As Osada, which was like, yeah. But again, it's like, well, sadly, Jotaro didn't even make it in this movie.
Wait, what? No, he totally made it.
No, I'm sorry. The other guy, the guy who got pinhead.
Kota.
Yeah, Kota just got, like, completely sliced and made into cutlets.
Yeah, but so he's definitely not getting any kids named Hisao.
No, but again, it's like, I love how what's her face is just like so upset because of this, and then she tries to, along with Kaido, to avenge them. I'm like, this guy just ratted you all out. What? Okay, I guess the friendship is strong here. I guess it is. Only to be like.
But what's interesting is, in an earlier scene, Mari tries to have like one-on-one FaceTime with Takumi, and then he just like knocks her out, and then she goes.
She got knocked out by Rena.
Because
remember, it's like the last time I saw Takumi was I told him to go pick up some Kewpie mayo because I was gonna make Oto Kamagashi. And I'm like, yeah. And he shows up with the bottle of mayo 20 years later. I'm like, okay.
Hey man, like your dad goes out for a bottle of milk, disappears for 20 years, and then comes back into your life with a bottle of milk.
But it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean Mari tries to, get some, but then she gets assaulted by Rena, which I'm like, throughout this whole thing, Rena has just been like, like very clingy to Takumi, and I'm like, honey, there is like a 20-year age difference between you two. Give it a rest.
A literal 20-year age gap.
Yeah. So yeah, Mari gets laid out on a hospital. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
No,
activate the gene.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and the doctor's like, are you sure, Miss Rena? Are you sure that did the president okay? It's like, just do it. And I'm like, what did she think was gonna happen? What did she think was going to go down? It's like, okay, I don't know if you know this, Rena, but your daddy boyfriend over there, not your daddy boyfriend, is literally an orphanoc, and you're trying to make Mari into one, which is what is that going to do? Nothing's going to change.
I think her game plan, as stupid as the game plan itself is she wants to give Mari one bad day, awaken her orphanoc gene, and just be able to say, oh, look, it's an orphanoc, and so then you have an excuse to kill her.
But you should, I mean, this is like, you don't, I'm like, wait, she doesn't know that Takumi's an orphanoc.
Does she not?
Are you serious? Rena, honey, are you sick? Wow. You didn't even know, did you? Mm-mm. You didn't even know. And here you're like, I know everything about you. I don't know. You don't.
Yeah, no, like even in the murder case special, like they did reveal that Kaido and Takumi were orphanocs, but they were like so subtle about it. It's like, so wait, the two of you are orphanocs? Yeah, but don't worry, we're chill. Yeah, like we had two other friends that were chill, if they were still around.
They were still around. But yeah, so Mari shows up again. Oh, I also love in this movie how they had this whole thing between her and Misato.
Mm-hmm. Where they throw out the coffee. Oh, don't make me think about that.
Where it's just like Misato is just acting like the pick me as he always is with Mari. It's like, I'm here for you, Mari. I'm like, and just over and over and over and over again.
Even leans in.
He leans in, but here's the thing though. Look at her when he leans in. She is not at all accepting. She is waiting, or I feel like she was gonna push him away. She was like, no. She was like,
she's gonna like tighten her lips.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen. And thankfully it did not, because again, the people are getting attacked by a smart brain. And that was like, yes, my out.
Saved by the assholes.
Yeah. For that to happen, it's like, yeah. Okay.
And the thing is, it's like we all know that Mari was pining for Kiba. Once Kiba's gone, she's pining for Takumi. But the thing is, if Takumi's gone, she stays pining for Takumi.
Because she doesn't believe Takumi is dead.
Yeah.
She doesn't believe. It's like, again, Misato, you can die, no one gives a shit. But if Takumi dies, we ain't got a show.
You know what? If Misato died, I'm pretty sure Kaido would secretly be happy because, yeah, this is for like spraying me with the hose that one time and saying I don't have feelings.
Yeah, but yeah, so Mari just it activates.
She turns into an orphanoc.
It's a cat, just a cat.
wildcats everywhere. We're
I was
gonna
just-
fight some of the riot troopers.
I was just like, it's a cat. I'm like, you know what? Out of all the things that we had in Orphanoxes, we barely, if ever, had like cats. We may have had like a
the most
lion
we had
or
and a tiger, but like not
and a tiger, but I mean like just common like house cat or something. I mean, there were females that turned into Orphanoxes, but like there was not a single cat. But
yeah,
here,
there's a crane and a lobster. I'm like,
yeah,
so it's kind of funny. Out of the entire cast, Keitaro is the only one that's still completely human.
Yeah, but sadly he's not in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mari just transforms and there you go. She's freaking out. She's like, it finally happened. And it's just like, well, duh, you went to the Ryusei school. Almost everyone who went there is an Orphanoch.
Yeah, assuming they weren't killed by the Kaiser gear.
Yeah, but yeah, when she finds out, she's just devastated, and I can understand, but she literally offs herself. I didn't believe it.
Yeah,
I didn't believe it. I was like, no, you're not. And it's like, yeah, she did. She totally offs herself.
And then she wakes up in a classroom
only to be discovered by Takumi. When I'm like, well, dude, her brains are splattered all over the sidewalk. Nope, don't matter. She's still alive. Is that how it works?
And then they make freaky Orphanoch Whoopi, and I'm like,
yeah,
can Orphanochs in their Orphanoch form even make out?
That was like, again, I'm like, well, are Orphanochs, can they reproduce? Do they eat? Do they need water? Like, do they fall under the same laws as we humans do? Apparently,
in their Orphanoch forms, to be more specific. This
kind of answers that question, but I was just like
you think if two Orphanochs reproduced, they would go into their human form, reproduce the way any sexual animal would, and then just turn back into an Orphanoch, and then when the baby comes out,
because
the baby might have Orphanoch tendrils.
I thought to myself, there's no way. There is no fucking one. But then I realized, wait, this is 20 years later. Every kid that ever watched this or knows of Fies is already an adult. So let's get that out
like,
there.
I know someone out there's going to make a meme where like they will hyperimpose a picture of Kiba in the background of that scene, and then like no, it's like Kiba would be like in the background, like sort of like watching in the afterlife, and it's like he lives in you, ayo, oh, ayo, he lives in me, ayo, oh, ayo, kind of like when Okuyasu was like hitting on Josuke's mom, and like you have like an image of what's his name, Kakyoin looking down on Okuyasu, being like, he lives in you, ayo, oh, ayo, he lives in me, ayo, oh, ayo.
Well, you know, whatever. But it's to confirm that Mari and Takumi are a thing, or did a thing. Which I was like, where did the tendrils and the tentacles come out? That we're actually seeing them twist together.
It's like watching the Whoopi scene from Avatar. They put the ponytails together.
I literally walked out of Avatar, so I did not know there was such until later on. Someone told me, and I was like, we got to see two freaky aliens do it. It's like, yeah, but it's not what you think. And I'm like, I don't even want to know. And the same thing goes with this. I'm like, you know, if it was Mari and Takumi, okay. But it's like the fact that they are literally
in their Orphanoch forms.
In their Orphanoch forms. I'm like, they are yiffing, ladies and gentlemen. They are yiffing. They are literally. I'm like, if you are not to throw salt onto the fur community. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not. Okay. I'm not. Okay. But what I'm like, I would be like, is this not? I'm like, yeah, that is. I'm like, okay, then. All right, then. And then it just reverts them back, and I'm like, a cat and a dog sleeping together? Are we literally at the end of days? Are we literally at the end of days? Because again, that is not something that should happen. But whatever, whatever. They're people too, I guess.
So next morning, Rena's like, "Oh my God, Takumi, you hoe! Like I thought you were gonna end up with me, but you chose a filthy orphan." Instead, I'm like, "Girl,
did you not know, Rena? Are you serious that you don't know?"
So we also find out that yes, Takumi did in fact die, just like in Yongo, but yeah, Smart Brain brought him back to life somehow. Somehow. But yeah, so we have that fight sequence, and we find out that and also Rena gets killed by Kitazaki for like no reason.
Well, she remember, like they ran away. Both Mari and Takumi ran away after fighting in Orphanok form.
Yeah,
they wound up running away. They kicked the troopers' asses, but Kitazaki was just laying into them, only for Mari to claw his face and to reveal that Kitazaki is actually an android.
Yeah.
He is a robot. Which is so does that mean that Kitazaki is dead? This is just a robot that looks like him, or is this
pretty
actually
much.
This isn't Kitazaki then. It just is someone that looks, or it's a thing that looks like him
and has a personality, I guess.
I guess
because freaking Masato shows up to rescue Mari. Like even like freaking Takumi tells her to run. Tells her to run with Kusaka while he takes care of Kitazaki, who is now wearing the Moise driver. And
but again, Rena, she said to him, "Look, like run, get out of here." Blah blah. I'm like, you called him a traitor. You called him like this, and you were gonna kill him, and now you're not. What changed your mind?
He's too beautiful.
Only for you to get like razor wire tendrils rammed through your. I'm like, again, the Mortal Kombat fatalities are all over the place in this movie.
Yep.
Because Rena does not just get pierced and just left to die. No,
the tendril splits open, like eviscerating her into pieces.
The tendrils literally split into like hundreds of razor wires and just fillet her ass. Which I'm just like, God damn, what a waste. But okay, for the sake of story. Yeah, but as time as it goes on, obviously, yeah, Kitazaki is just like, I'm gonna kill everyone. And guess who shows up just to freaking be a jackass?
Yeah, Masato tries to make out with Mari. She rejects him. He slaps her. And then from the palm of his hand, out comes a gun. And he's like...
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Are you telling me you're a robot too?
Now it makes sense why he's alive. But the better question is, how long?
So the real Masato has been dead, but you guys created a robot, the same as Kitazaki, that it's like, again, I don't know how you put someone's personality into ones and zeros, but you did a good job, because it's like this robot was trying to get freaky with Mari.
Yeah, yipping is one thing, but robosexuality, that's a travesty. It'll send you to robot hell.
Yeah, if Futurama taught us anything, it's like, yeah, no. Having relations with robots is bad.
Yeah. If the 01 taught us anything.
01 just made it worse, because now robots come in Asian looks. So,
and the occasional black.
God help us there.
Yeah. So that's a thing. So basically, Mari gets kidnapped again. This time by Masato. So basically, we have our end game. There's really not much to say or do. Takumi loses his belt, but Jotaro has the original Fies gear. So of course you got basic Fies and fighting. And, okay, also funny thing about the new Fies form, he could just randomly materialize his Fies edge and his Fies blaster in its saber mode. I'm like, jeez. Toshiki Inui really hates Fies' final form, doesn't he?
Yeah, because again, it's just like, well, I don't know. I'm just like, base Fies apparently is just god tier, apparently.
Yeah, because he's fighting super Kaiza, no problem. You know what's funny? Is that, even in the helmet, you could tell he's doing that stupid grin, the fact that you're going back to your basic form, that means you're giving up, right? I'm like, bro, I hate you so much.
Motherfucker, I beat Saiga and Orgra in this form. You don't think I can't kick your ass?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so he does defeat both Masato and Kitazaki.
Of course he does.
Yeah, but and we have a cutesy scene where the surviving characters, that means Takumi, Mari, Kaido, Jotaro, and Orphanok homegirl that was previously pining for Kota, but is now suddenly attracted to
Jotaro.
Dude, just take a few steps back. Not because she's an Orphanok, but because
she's a pick-me.
She's too fast. She's too fast. Yeah,
she's a pick-me. She's a total pick-me. And I'm like,
she's using her Excel watch.
I'm like, darling, you are young, you are gorgeous. I'm pretty sure you can find a man, no problem. Just tone it down. Okay? Mm-hmm. Tone it down. What are you, 21? Please. Mm-hmm. You're just a child. Give it a break.
For the record, guys, to us, anything under 25 is a child.
It's
just so you guys understand.
Yeah,
why he's calling a 21-year-old a child.
Yeah, well, I mean, say as it is. I'm like, the days, 21. Mm-hmm. I remember those days. I could still outdrink
summer child.
I could still outdrink the young ones. I could still lift and do all that, but I'm like, you know what was so great about being in your early 20s is that no one had confidence in you, nor did you have any heavy responsibilities because you were just an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, I'm looking at, I mean, that's pretty much the movie right there.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the film.
Then, end credit scene, we do find out that Smart Brain has a new president.
Oh, man.
I wish it was Takuma. Heck, I'll even take Shuji for absolutely no reason. It would not make any sense for Shuji to become president, but I'd sooner accept Shuji as the president of Smart Brain than this guy. And who is this new president?
Who is it? Ugh. I know. But tell the people, because I can't say it. I can't say it.
President Kusaka.
Yeah.
Wow, my face hurts. My face hurts doing that.
I know. You're doing that face. I'm like, dude, you best watch it. You're gonna stay that way.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna say this. today I was in a cold dip for 45 minutes straight, and that was nowhere near as painful as doing that face for 30 seconds. But yeah, that's the movie. I have to say I'm not quite as impressed with this one as I am with Paradise Lost.
Well, Paradise Lost was a what if scenario. Like, what if?
But you could
it
tell it wasn't just being a cash grab on nostalgia, which is ironic me saying that. But it's like it was like they decided to make some bold decisions with Paradise Lost.
well, it's kind of also what they've done with past writers as well. I mean, look at what they've done with Ichigo. How many times have they rebooted him, and they, the retelling of Hongo and whatnot. We've had past writers come back with updated stuff because I'm like, oh, check this out, this new update, this new like blah. It's all consumerism and capitalism. I mean, I kind of, again, that's why when I finished watching this film, I was like, again, I have several questions on this title because while indeed it does stick to the continuity of the original story, it kind of just is like, so wait, we're not done. There's more. I mean, it's kind of like also what they did with the Kaku Ranger 30th anniversary special.
I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it last night, and as a longtime fan of that show, I was like, okay, but I was like, wait, what are you? It's not over yet, or you guys are just doing that for the sake of
come back in 10 years?
Yeah, or like, not to say that they would do a sequel to this series because I'm like, why would you? I mean, I don't know any Sentai that has gotten like a sequel series. I mean, other than I think well, it's not even a sequel series. It's like Zenkaiger and Dawn Brothers. So although they are like, it's technically
Vulcan was sort of a sequel because Sugo came back.
Yeah, but technically it's like they're their own series, but it's like they're still within the same universe. But I'm just like,
same villain comes back, but it's a new team of heroes.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of just like, all right, guys, come on. Like, I mean, it's nice to get a story about what happened later on in life, but it's like if you're trying to like leave it open for like, there's gonna be more. I'm like, do we really want more? Don't get me wrong. I am a fan, but I'm like, the story ended, and I'm like, maybe if you had like answered those questions that we had X amount of years ago, instead of like, wait, what? Now I got even more questions. I'm like, yeah.
Now, see, part of the thing, the irony is, I was hoping to watch Sango GP, Yongo, what's it called? President Specials, Outsiders, to get more answers ahead of time, just in case if I'm going to have a bunch of questions, because the murder case alone left me asking questions. But having seen all of those, now I'm left asking even more questions than I would have been if I just never watched any of those and just went into a Paradise Regained blind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I was like, oh, maybe we're going to get some questions answered in this movie. No, I got more questions than answers. Which
it's like even with Outsiders, it's like okay, Arch Orphanok is back, but what happened to Sayako?
Yeah, what happened? Like, what's going on? What is this? And it's like, we'll do another special and we'll get back to you. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. But yeah, that's it. I mean, it was an enjoyable film. I actually I like seeing everyone come back in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
just wish, you know, like Keitaro's actor could have made at least a small cameo or something, or maybe like a phone call. You know, like obviously for Kiba and Yuka, you know,
I don't know what's going on with Yuka, but we understand Kiba. Totally
yeah,
get it.
no, yeah, we totally get it. But I mean, like, I know that the actor Leilani has, like, you know, she was at the premiere for that
Mhm.
movie for you know, she was at like many press events. But
Mhm.
why they didn't utilize her, or why they didn't, like, you know, maybe like do what they did in the Power Rangers movie, just have her as like a background character, just as like, hey, like there she is. It's like, yeah, no, but yeah, that is it for Fies. 20 some odd years later, and maybe we'll get another one in 5 or 10 years.
Mhm.
The of Takumi and Mari's love
Watch,
child.
watch in 2058, they're gonna make Kamen Rider Fives 55 years later.
Oh man, like I swear, just well, I mean, Cocker Ranger did 30, so I mean,
Yeah. What's really weird about the Cocker Ranger one is like it's like how all of them have like back problems because like I saw a brief clip of it in like on Reels
no,
and
it's that whole thing where they say, like, you know, where like just say that Jiraiya is the only one that's kind of kept up with his regime, but they also said like that if they do transform, because they're not young anymore, obviously, that it would be too much of a strain on their body. So it
yeah,
wasn't that the fact that, like, obviously, oh, the spandex, yeah, but it's like it's putting a strain on their body, but it just happens to fall under, like, oh, my hip, my back, oh, my wrist. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah.
See, the weird thing about that is that like what Ninja White showed up in Gokaiger 10, which was only like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and she was really fit. She was like really
Well,
going at it.
they make it seem like everyone is, you know, they still look good for their age, but they make it
No,
seem
no,
like,
no, no. But I'm
they
just
make it seem like
saying.
Jiraiya is the only one
I'm
that
just
is.
saying. Like going from that to this in 3 years. Because think about the X-Men movies, for example. Because like First Class takes place in 1962. What's it called? Days of Future Past it takes place in 1973. Um, Apocalypse takes place in 1982. 1981. Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, in 1983 because it was the same year that Return of the Jedi came out, and then Dark Phoenix took place in 1992. So you're telling me that in 7 years, James McAvoy turns into Patrick Stewart, and in 7 years, Mike Fassbender turns into Ian McKellen? 7 years, 1992, 1999.
Well, I mean, it's a difference in generation. Look at how people are aging now compared to how they aged like 20 years ago.
That's
When you
just
look
it.
at
It's a
when
years ago.
when you look at a grandmother, like back when we were kids, it's like, you know, like it looked like the Golden Girls. It looked like, you know, that is what I think of a grandmother, not now where it's like people are 50, 60 years old and they still look like they're 40 or in their 30s, you
Marissa
know?
Tomei.
Marissa Tomei, Jennifer Lopez, Angelina Jolie, like all these women that Jennifer Aniston, are all in their mid 50s going on 60. And if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't believe me. I even know people in my own personal life that I'm like, no, this woman, although she is petite and more shorter and more like younger looking than me, she's actually 45. I don't know what it is. I don't know what, but apparently, like, we're aging backwards. So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Kamen Rider Fives. It's like you look at Takumi, you look at Mari, you look at, I mean, obviously you could tell the age with Takumi and Kaido
tell they're in their
and
40s, but like
Misato and all of them. But you look at Mari, she hasn't much changed, you know, like still looks like Mari, still has that little round, cute face. It's like, you know, even follow her on social media. You know, Mari is Mari. You know, just Miss Haga just has a very wonderful skin routine. But yeah, you know, I mean, if they want to do another like Fives reunion or whatever, I'm pretty sure that they'd be down to do it.
All right.
But wrap it up, Toye. Wrap it up, because I'm like, again, we can't take this no more.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what's it called? But yeah, so final thoughts. Well, okay, what score would you give this movie? I'd give it an 8. Yeah, it's all right.
I give it a 7.8. It's okay, but I was just like, you know, I mean, I'm glad that we actually kind of why Misato's there and we got rid of him again, but still, I was like, this whole movie was like, you gave me more questions than you did answers. So,
yeah. And again, I'd be more interested in seeing what happened 20 years after the Paradise Lost universe.
Yeah, that's what I believe. I was like, we left off where Mari and Keitaro, where Mari and Takumi, like, you know, went off together, and that kind of like solidified that they were a thing. But then this movie just is like, oh no, we're in the canon universe, and so that never happened.
And we're definitely a thing.
Yeah, we're definitely a thing now. If the whole Ghostbusters monologue of Gozer did not solidify that, now it is. So I'm like, all right. And Misato's dead, right? He's not coming back. He's gone. Please say he's gone. I'm pretty sure if you do another movie, he's gonna come back. Yeah, he's just.
He is the president of Smart Brain now.
I know. I was like, oh my god. Okay,
that is the worst ending. That is the worst.
Yeah. I was like, no. You know, when Kiba became president, that was a shocker. But I'm like, I seriously believe that is what would have happened.
Yeah.
When what other God, what else? Like when out of random when. Yeah. Like if out of like, you know, it's like it's kind of like those moments that you're like, wait, what? But you kind of felt it was gonna happen. When Otoya became Dark King, when Kazumi died, when the whole like Fize or Forze is having like doubts about being Forze and if he can even protect him, and like, but then he comes back and it's like, okay, yeah, no, you had like this whole thing of Misato being the president was like, why? How is he qualified?
We know he's an android.
You guys really, you know, so much technology. There's so many people you could bring back, and if you apparently know how to bring them back with their personalities and their train of thought, you choose to bring this idiot back. Not the president, not Goat Daddy, not any of the past people. It's got to be Misato. Why? He's the only one we have on file.
It's like, and here's what's interesting: if Genmu did not kill Smart Queen, what do you think Misato, as president of Smart Brain, would have done with Smart Queen? Because remember, Smart Queen resembles Mari.
I mean, are we not sure that Keitaro didn't make Smart Queen in Mari's image just because he is now the president? I wouldn't put it past him. Everything must be Mari. Everything must be Mari. Oh God.
Wait, Keitaro?
No, it's a Misato.
Misato. There we go. Okay. So here we go. Characters. Okay, I think we've said everything we need to say about Misato.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about Kaido and Yuka and Keitaro. Like, what are your final thoughts on those three characters?
Kaido was insufferable throughout the whole fucking show. Like throughout the whole show, he was, just random, like the arc that he had in the beginning, from
Yeah, just for those 4 episodes.
Yeah, that was premium Kaido. But
Yeah.
and then that just flew out the fucking window. It's like, nope, forget it. Yuka, I was kind of hoping and waiting that she would actually go back to her family and just as an orphanok and just X them,
Mm-hmm.
just how, like, that was the one thing that I really, really wanted to happen. I wanted her to pull a Kamen Rider wizard type of situation in that, because I'm like, if there's anyone that deserved that they totally did.
Yeah.
But Yuka being Yuka, sweet girl, smart girl, lovely girl, but just like all young girls, they don't
Go for
get
the idiot.
Yeah, no, well, they don't get it until it's too late, and they don't realize even young men too. They don't realize the greatness or the good that's in front of them. They got to continuously chase the bullshit, which
He was a skater boy, but she said, "See you later, boy."
Yeah, pretty much, and that's the same thing what happened with Yuka. But even so, Keitaro himself was also a kind of a dumbass, because he winds up meeting Yuka, not realizing it's Yuka, and then just out of nowhere, just kind of stops texting Yuka. Like I mean, it's one thing if you're chasing after someone, but I mean, you're still talking to Yuka, though. I mean, it would have been something, but it's like they just stopped texting each other for the longest time, and then it wasn't until like the late 40s is when he finally texted her back, and that's when that whole, like, I was like, really? You never decided to, like, hey Yuka, I gotta talk to you about Miss Osana.
Also, yeah, he never even brought her up, mentioned her by name. It's like, yeah, I'm in love with a girl named Osada. It's like, wait, Osada? My name's Osada. Wait, Keitaro, is your name?
Yeah, that's the whole thing, which I'm just like, again, it's the one thing that a lot of people have said. It's the communication barrier in this series that just, if simple things could have just been, if a simple question could have been asked, would have saved us so much time. But yeah,
and like the ridiculous different ways that Keitaro like acts around Yuka, like when he invited that one girl to work with him, and then he's like ducking. He's literally ducking.
What are you doing, Keitaro? What are you accusing yourself of? You didn't do anything. Just stop. And it's just like, again, I'm like, that face that Yuka gave to Keitaro as like she looked at him, but also like as she was walking away, I'd be like, oh, dude, Jesus, take the wheel. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, man. Like, no. But dude, I think she hates you. Well, like, dude, that's Keitaro talking. I know. She's just like, giving you the come on. I'm like, yes, ma'am. But no, Keitaro's just stupid.
Next, what are your thoughts on Mari, Kiba, and Takumi?
All right, so Takumi has just been Takumi throughout the whole show. Like that, like not much has changed. He still is that kind of a hard ass, kind of like, but he doesn't want to hurt people. He knows who he is. He knows what he is. It's just that, he just, again, the communication. Like Takumi is not a talker. I think if he was more open, he would have spared them like a lot of BS that happened throughout the show. Kiba was just an innocent soul that was like he was dealt the most bullshit hand.
Mm-hmm.
He was literally like, he had a good life, he had a caring family, he had like, but then afterwards, everything went to shit. Everything went to crap. And it's like, it's like asking the question, are villains made or are they born or are they made?
Yeah.
And
Because again, like Kiba was killed by Truck-kun.
Yes. But the whole thing goes is that like, okay, so why didn't you just let him die? His stupid uncle and his dumb like cousin. Why didn't you just let him die? Because you guys could have had the company and everything without him even being alive. Why did you keep him alive for 2 years? That made no sense. And yet they kept him
a long time to be comatose.
Yeah, they kept him alive, and it's like, why? You could have let him die, and that would have been it. You guys would have had everything, but no, you just had to keep him alive, and had to get him to. And then next thing you know, like the whole family gets again. What should have happened with Yuka, Kiba actually did because he actually X'd his.
It would have made more. If anything, it made more sense with Yuka doing it.
It made more sense with Yuka, but then Kiba was like, no, he just X'd everybody, which good for you, Kiba, good for you. But he was like, I know I did it, I know, and it's wrong, and blah, blah. But he never forgot who he was. Even though he is an Orphanoch, that's why the question is, are all Orphanoxes evil? Because again, Smart Brain, given the name, is really stupid because I don't get what Smart Brain or the Orphanox's goal is actually, even after watching the series and then watching this movie. The goal makes no. I mean, it's a simple goal, but it's like it makes no sense of how you guys are going about it. Because what you're basically doing is just a dictatorship amongst like your quote unquote new wave of people. And even so, we get rid of all the humans. Cool, great. But what happens when you get rid of all the humans and there's no more humans to sire or to make Orphanoxes? Then what?
Yeah.
And you pretty much that, but Kiba was never like that. Kiba was like, I want to live a normal life. I want to be a regular person. I don't want to be a horrible person. Like, it's like a precursor to Ankh and to many others that have come later where they started off kind of jaded, but then later on in life they kind of softened up to everyone.
What's his name? God, I forgot his name. Chalice.
Yeah, they kind of just like they were like bad situations, but they kind of like softened up over time, but still, keeping to themselves, but being true to themselves. I think that's what I was saying. Like Kiba was the predecessor to that. Mari, Miss Haga, Miss Yuria Haga. I like her more than Mio.
Agreed.
That'll be a running joke for the rest of my life. It's like,
I'm gonna be honest. I think I even like Smart Queen more than Mio. And she only appears in like 10 minutes of footage.
I will say that Mari was actually a sweet cinnamon roll. She was a sweet girl.
And she kept it together.
She kept it together. She was. I mean, yes, she got kidnapped, but she wasn't like the damsel. Like even if she was kidnapped, she was able to hold her own and able to, kick ass and, like. I was kind of surprised that
she led a resistance in another timeline.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they never like not one of the rider belts or anything like that ever worked on her. I kind of felt like, dude, she could have been a better Delta than any of these guys, but that's in and of itself. Maybe now if they do another special,
meanwhile that jerk Masato got to wear all 3 belts.
Yeah. Well, now that she's an Orphanoch, a true blood Orphanoch, maybe she could become a rider now, since that's kind of the rules of the rider system. I do love her. I do love Mari. I do love Miss Haga. She is an amazing actress. Yeah, no, I mean Mari, I love you, Mari. You're best girl. You are best girl in a world of many females that were in this show. You and Yuka tie for best girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Takumi, the one weird thing about Takumi is like I feel like Takumi was never the main character until the after show content. Like Takumi wasn't the main character of Kamen Rider Fives until literally the Yongo special. And
it's how you look at it with Takumi, because again, like we said from the beginning, we always thought that Kiba was the one that was going to be the main writer. But
yeah, it's like, and again, I appreciate that misdirection.
Yeah, but again, it's like, well, but still, I mean, Takumi is a good boy. He's just kind of, the communication.
Acts like a scoundrel. I love that even like 20 years later, he's still a Nekojita.
Yeah, he's a sweet boy, but again, it's like, the communication is just, that's what totally, just like the show itself is just like, bro, this could have easily all been averted if you had said something.
Yeah.
Or that, but again, I'm not the writer, and if we did, we wouldn't have a show.
True. Actually, it would be funny if there was if we did a series where it's like if one character did something slightly differently and the show would have ended before the first episode was even over. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the comments.
Oh boy.
And then we're gonna spin the wheel.
What do the people say?
As if Misato could not get any worse, he hits his lowest tier. Absolutely.
I mean, he hit rock bottom and he just kept on fucking going. he hit rock bottom a long time ago, and yet he's still a piece of shit.
He just went out of his way to drill through the bedrock.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, it's so. And again, we say this about Misato, not about the actors, not about anyone else. We are talking strictly of the character.
Who's a jerk. Okay, Fion to Misato Kusaka. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's gone for now. But now I feel like because he's now the president of Smart Brain, is he going to come back in Outsiders? I hope he doesn't. At least they made Kaido more likable. Absolutely. I like Zen Kaido.
This Kaido.
Yeah.
No, Zen Kaido is actually very, he mellowed out. Again, in the original series, he was just a pompous, arrogant punk. And now I'm like, it's one of those things that's like, you know what? When you're young, okay, I get it. But if you haven't matured or changed in 20 years, you're still acting the same way as you did back when. I'm like,
yeah. See, I'll even say this. I like Paradise Lost Kaido more than main TV show Kaido, because it's like, yeah, he's acting like an idiot, but the thing is, we all know that it's just his stupid way of saying he cares about his friends.
Yeah.
But it's like putting up a front. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what the wheel lands on. Yeah, we'll get there.
Hold your horses, man.
I know you guys have been excited about this since PMC, but we'll get there. Wait, can you repeat the part about Genmu Sephiroth? No. You're gonna wait till X8, okay? You're gonna wait till X8. Okay, Taco Bell turns you to Orphanoch dust. Absolutely.
It depends what you eat.
Yeah.
And at what time.
Yeah. Definitely don't get that street stuff, where they put grilled cheese on the outside. It's like, no.
Unless you're really sick and you just need to get like a bowel movement going,
keep in mind, I love cheese. But there is such thing as inappropriate use of cheese.
Yep. Again, if you need a bowel movement and you haven't gone in days, that's your go-to.
Don't say no, just buy more. Don't say no, just buy more. Yeah, I know. If you have got a credit card, we got a lot of merchandise. Okay, I actually like Zen Kaido. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Kaido. Yeah, Zen Kaido is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so final question. Which Fi's friend are you? See, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a Keitaro or a Kaido, but honestly, I think if I had to really think it over, I think I'm a Yuka.
I would honestly say, you know what? Someone in the comments, if you're listening right now, tell me what you think we are. Tell us what you think, and all of our reviews. Get on the keyboard right now. Tell us what you guys think right now. Like, who do you think we would represent? Oh, if I were to say who am I in this show? Like, God damn it. What are we on? Doing a BuzzFeed quiz or something?
Yeah. I think it's more fun than a BuzzFeed quiz.
You're Phoebe. I'm like, I accept that. Oh God, what is it? Not just. I mean, I would probably say maybe Takumi, or it would like maybe fall under like it would fall under Yuka. I'm not sure because I'm like, again, I'm not an indecisive person. I mean, I usually when I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, but it's just like, we've all been through those moments, and I can relate with Yuka and with Takumi. I would have said Kiba, but yes, I have loved and I have lost, but I have
See, I think that's why I think that's why I like this show better than Friends because I feel like any person could only relate to one character from Friends, but on this show you could kind of relate to all 6 characters to a degree as long as you're not being a Misato.
Yeah, no, that's like that's like the whole like meme. Don't be a Squidward. It's like, no, for us, it's don't be a Misato. Like literally, don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, if you were just to say like, oh, if I were to say who I would like relate to more, yeah, it would be Takumi. It would be Takumi, or it would be Yuka. I mean, I would have said Kiba, but again, Kiba, even though you should always look for the silver lining in things, but he is just like overly positive, more than Keitaro. Like Keitaro is like the hyper positive, while where Kiba is more zen about it. But it's like still, it's like the more human, the more realistic reactions came from Yuka and from Takumi. So that's who I think. But if anyone's got their 2 cents to put in, please go ahead and say so right now. I think his mic went dead. But again, if anyone can want to say, Steve, I think you are, insert character name, please, by all means. I would love to hear what you say. I would love to hear what you would think. In all honesty, we do enjoy this show. We enjoyed every single person, but we do see the comments. I still don't hear you, Mike. You've gone mute. Again, I'm pretty sure people hear me. I can't hear you. But yeah, I'm really glad that you all came to see us do Kamen Rider 5s and the anniversary. It's been a wonderful, crazy ride going with this Kamen Rider who I've said I have always forgotten existed. He was very plain and very vanilla, but now I know, and I know justifies. I might go out and buy me a flip phone now, just to have that memory of my youth, and maybe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, there you are. You're back.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. For some reason, my Yeti mic isn't working. I don't know. Thank you for stalling.
No, we were having a wonderful chat. I was wondering if anyone put any new comments in yet.
Yeah. They have actually.
Ooh.
Let's see. Triple XRZ says Steve is definitely a Takumi, and Kabuto's kind of a Mari, but I could see the Yuka a little bit.
Ooh.
Interesting. Okay. Nemetrix92 says Steve is definitely a Takumi.
Oh.
I'm curious, Steve. Are you a Neko Jita?
Do I look at anthropomorphic lady animals and just be like, "How you doing?"
No, but are you
Maybe.
like do you have an aversion to like hot food where it's like you need to like blow on it a lot?
Depends on what it is. Like, are you talking about something fresh out of the oven or something that is just like, oh, it's hot, but it's not like. I mean, you know how like when people order fajitas and they bring it out on the sizzling thing,
Yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
so
I get that.
don't put like, or when you get some takoyakis, you don't just pop them in your mouth. What are you, crazy?
Mhm.
Just let them chill for a bit, or whatever. Just like crack them up and just blow on them a bit and let them like. But yeah, I don't overly go.
Yeah, because that's Takami's thing. Like he's a Neko Jita because like he has to blow on everything.
No,
And
no, no.
sometimes he needs more.
I want to
Blow,
say
blow.
like my whole thing is like I'm just a chill, but again, communication can be a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now that we know that Takami is a yipper, I'm kind of like, no, that's not my no. But if such opportune moments ever arose,
Mm, well, I hope if you ever meet a crazy cat lady, it's only because she's an anthropomorphic cat who's just crazy.
yeah.
Okay, okay. And Nematrix Energy says Kabuto's kind of a Kiba Yuka. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. But see, like that's what I kind of appreciate that like you can't really pin yourself onto a single character in this show because they're just
That's
so
It's kind
robust.
of like even the same thing as the show Friends is that you could relate, more to the character more, but in all honesty, are we not all these people? Like, do we not have these moments of like, bro, like what the hell is, this situation about love and loss and who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? What am I going to gain in life? We all had those moments as in here. I mean, if for one, Kiba died and came back, now he has to start life all over again.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mari, with Takumi, like the same thing with Keitaro. Keitaro has a dream of what he wants to do, and it's like, it's all basic young adult stuff that's like, well, how do we get there? Or how do I get there? Who am I? What am I? Do I have a good friend circle, a good support system with me, and kind of like, despite how like there might have been some friction, I mean, the core three in each group, they never left each other's sides. They
Yeah.
were there to the end, and even when they all came together, it was like they all had each other's backs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know that's kind of the thing about this show, is that it solidified that just because we're all different doesn't mean that we're not like, but there's so much that we have in common, despite who we are or what we are. We all want to live life, and we all want to get to a
Mm-hmm.
good place. So that's the
Right.
whole thing with Fies and with friends, and it's like, that's the whole thing. Other than please communicate with people more.
Mm-hmm.
That's a given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, are you guys ready for the thing you've all been waiting for?
Oh man, here we go.
Yep. Yep. Let me just share that screen. Okay. So just to recap, guys. Just to recap. Here's how this is laid out. There are 21 choices remaining for us. As you can see, certain seasons are missing, either because we already covered them or because there's a prerequisite. These are the boss seasons. And mid boss seasons. So basically, our choices are, and by the way, while I can edit the color motif of the wheel, I cannot change the number of colors. It'll always be 4. So yeah, I wish there was only 3 colors since there's 21. But okay, so we got the original Kamen Rider V3 X Amazon. There's no stronger because in order to cover stronger, we have to do all the first 4 seasons. There's no Kamen Rider 1979 because stronger would be the requisite for Kamen Rider 1979. There's Super 1, and then there's Black. There's no Black RX because in order to cover Black RX, we need to unlock it by covering both 79, Super
And
1,
Black.
and Black. Yes. So moving on to the Heisei era, we got Kuga Agito Ryuki. We already did Faiz. Blade Hibiki Kabuto Deno. We already did Kiva. In order to unlock Decade, we have to do all of the first 9 seasons of the first
Heisei era.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are 2 out of 9. We are 2 out of 9 of the way there for that one. Got W, O's, Forze, Wizard, Gaim, Drive, Ghost, and Exe. We already did Build.
Yep.
But in order to unlock a GO, we need to first do all of Neo Heisei and Decade.
Yeesh.
Yep. So
and then, but is the Reiwa? Is anything Reiwa in there?
just 0-1 redo.
Just
As a
0-1.
redo. Just 0-1. But we're not doing 0-1 until we finish everything that's on here first. So we're doing
All
0-1 last. Okay, are you guys ready? And once we do everything plus 0-1, we're going to start doing all the VSNX and TTFCs from 0-1 onward until we're 100% caught up.
Oh boy.
Okay, so are you ready for this?
I can't look.
Okay, let's do it. Spin. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. What's with the animation? Hold on. Hold on. It's loading. Hold on. Let me just refresh it. Amazon.
No way.
No way. We got Amazon. We're doing a Reiwa. No, sorry, a Showa era season. That's crazy. I was hoping for Agito, but hey.
I was hoping for something a little bit more within our parameters, but I'm like, wait, that wasn't fair because it fucking glitched out.
Okay, fine. We'll refresh.
Yeah, because it's like we didn't even see like the movement, or just kind of like it just spazzed out. So like that kind of doesn't count.
Okay, we'll do a respin.
If it lands on Amazon again, then okay, it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be. Okay, but it would be interesting though.
Yeah.
Okay. So we haven't done Showa yet, and there are 6 Showa seasons that we can pick from. Let's do it. Okay, here it goes.
Wheel of morality. Turn.
Which Rider season will we observe? And we got Gaim.
Gaim.
You lucked out on this one. Part of me
again, I mean, the thing is that I was like, okay, I would have accepted Amazon, but again, you said that the thing was acting up and it was glitching. It was like, oh, we got to refresh. So it's like, wait a minute, it picked it without us even. So that's why I was like, no, it has to be a redo. It has to be so. But I mean, here it is. Gaimu.
Okay, next season we're doing is Gaimu. I hope you guys stay fresh.
I'm hoping you guys are ready for dancing and a lot of fruit.
Yep, dancing and fruit and Game of Thrones type of fish. Yeah.
And learning that certain things are not fruits and or vegetables, but just are in their own category. Like people have learned a lot from this.
Yeah.
And oh man, here we go. I mean, build, yes, but here comes the supposed everyone, I mean, from what I understand, everyone puts it in between Double and Gaim as the notorious. These are the notorious gimmick riders.
Mhm.
These ones are like the whole, like, look at this new thing, look at this new thing.
Okay,
Look at, like,
okay. I would say this. There's this one particular Loxy that shows up only in the final episode of Gaim. And one of my friends from NorCal was so impatient in waiting for a release for it that they went out of their way to make their own handmade version of that lock seed, only for it to be announced by Bandai Premium just the very next day after he finished making it.
that's what I mean. I mean, I've seen my share. I mean, I have some rider lock seeds, and like the past rider lock seeds, but
Oh yeah, I have both of those. They're really fun.
but my notoriously I have Durin and I also have Melon.
Melon. That's one of my favorites. Take a Goldman.
So I was just like, okay.
Yeah, I remember wanting my friends and I to do like a thing where it's like we're the four riders of the apocalypse, where it's like could we dress up as civilian versions of Bujingaim, Bujingaim, Jam, Mars, and 15. Yeah. But yeah, I remember when I had 12 out of the 13 lock seats. Man,
Yeah.
Good times. And I really try my best to get as many of them as possible.
So in this show in Gaim, we there's no returning or recurring actors that we know of
From Fies. Okay. I know Takumi comes back in one of the movies.
I'm talking about in the main show.
But in the main show, I don't think so.
It's all just a brand new slate because
I was hoping for either Agito or Ryuki, because then we would have been able to keep up that chain. Hey, who knows? Maybe I might find out accidentally that a character from Fies was this character.
We might, because again, if we're watching it, we're gonna notice.
Yeah, we're gonna notice, hopefully. But yeah.
But
there we are,
ladies and gentlemen. We are doing Fruit Samurai.
Fruit Samurai. Hanabi, take the stage. Yes. So starting next week, we're doing Kamen Rider Guide every Sunday, except for maybe the 29th, depending on how things play out. We'll keep it by ear. But yes, we're going to be doing Gaim, which is exciting because there's also a crossover with Tokyuger, and I'm wondering if we should do a Sentai thing as well. We'll think it through. We'll think it over. And of course, if you enjoyed watching us talk about Fies for the last 5 plus 8 weeks, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. We also be sure to share our videos because it helps us out with the algorithm. We do Ultraman Arc on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gavu on Wednesdays, Bakuaga Sentai Boom Boom Draw on Thursdays, and of course, Kamen Rider Gaim on Sundays. Gaim. Yeah, and Gavu. And man, a lot of snacking this next couple of months is going to be. And of course, check out our recent uploaded interviews from Power Morphicon. We did upload 4 of them this week for a total of 9, and today in particular, we uploaded probably one of my most favorite interviews It was my interview with Nikolai Nikolaev. And let me just tell you, it was a really fun interview. I think you guys will really love this one. And also check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews. And we did Speed and Speed 2, so we're going to do another movie and awesome movie and lackluster sequel. Let's just say it's a movie that people like to use when they want to PARTY. Why? Because we all gotta. And of course, if you want to find our personal content, Steve, where can the ladies and gentlemen and the Huma Gears find you?
I am just on Instagram. I actually was having thoughts about this yesterday. If people, I mean, seriously, send me a message on my Insta if you guys want me to do certain reviews via live on Instagram, because I do have some things to say on the Kamen Ranger 30th anniversary and a few others that I've seen. I know that I cannot access the Morphin Network podcast on my end, but if you want, please, I'll see when and how I can put my 2 cents on these, Toku projects, and maybe just have some one-on-one. We'll see, But yeah, drop me some likes, drop me some messages if you guys are interested in hearing my take on my own personal takes on Tokusatsu.
All right. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a fun season to discuss, especially about one character in particular. But soon we'll have several similar characters to discuss next week. So we can't wait to see you guys. Have a great rest of start to your week. And make sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, because that heat wave that we're having here is super intense. We almost had to cancel this podcast because, we had a power outage and whatnot. But here we are surviving. And make sure you update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye, guys.
What are you doing, guys?